Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman from Chapman Guitars. I'm here with Keith Merrow.
What's up?
We're about to start the third vote for the Chapman ML-7. You guys have enjoyed and endured, well, we certainly endured, the first two votes for the Chapman ML-7. Keith, how did the first two votes go to you?
Well, to me, it was kind of interesting because I think a lot of the people from my camp are really interested in S-type body. And of course, when the T-type won, they were enraged. I even got hate mail.
Barefaced, yes.
I got hate mail about it. You know, people saying, "How could you?" You know.
Yeah, we definitely drew upon many emotions from seven-string guitar players out there. It was really interesting just to observe the populace of people getting annoyed. But it's fine. And Keith and I had a lengthy discussion, grew some longer beard hair, and made a decision to give you what you want, the cake and the eating. We're actually going to make a T-type 7-string and an S-type 7-string. You can have both models, despite the fact that it will mean an awful lot more work from Keith and I and an incredible amount of money. Now, I've kind of had to put my foot down and make some decisions around this because it's a little bit of it's a different way for Chapman to go. Normally we stick by the votes and keep it as it is, but my gut feeling tells me that the people that didn't want a T-type in the first place then just wanted to have an I-type headstock as in headstock 3. That's what I think's happened. Yeah, so basically I think it's been pulled one way and then back the other. So what I'm going to do is we're going to deliver you a T-type with a T-type headstock and an S-type with headstock 3. So you get both kinds of 7-string. Keith, does that make you happy?
That makes me very happy.
The thing is, we can't do both of these guitars at the same time. That will take us a long time. And Keith is a very busy guy, as am I, as are you. And so we're going to start by doing the T-type 7-string ML-7. Once we've cleared the decks and that's out and prototyped, we'll revisit the situation when Keith's got some time, and we'll bring you the S-type 7-string with the headstock shape number 3. So, your votes did count towards something. You got both kinds of design. Keith, which design are you particularly interested in?
Well, I would like to see, personally, an S-type with the reverse inline 7 headstock. You know, just a traditional 7-string headstock. Traditional 7-string, you know, guitar with S-type body. You know, the kind of thing that you would sort of expect to see when you go out shopping for a 7-string, or one that you already have. You know, a lot of people become really partial to what they have and what they like. And I know that I personally don't really, you know, I don't really deviate from that a whole lot. So I want to see an S-type with, you know, with a reverse inline headstock. I think that's just where it's at for me personally.
So you want a more traditional 7-string kind of a guitar. That's really cool, because the thing is, I would rather have the less traditional T-type Telecaster, because I'm less of a metal guy, I'm more of a heavy rock guy, and I can incorporate that feel and that kind of look into the style that I play. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good fun. Yeah, I know. Barefaced. T-type. Vote number 3. We're going to go for scale length. Now, Keith, do you think, I'm going to leave this decision to you, mate, when we vote on scale length, do you think there should be the scale length applied to both the S and T-type, or just the T-type?
I think that we're going to need to do 2 separate votes for the S or T-type. And the reason why I say that, is, you know, the traditional T-style guitar that you're wanting to do, you're saying you're more of a rock, you know, kind of guy.
Well, that's just me then.
Yeah, but that might be everybody else who voted for the T-type as well. Yeah. So that's what we would probably need to find out, you know. So I think if we vote on, you know, the scale length for each one of those, we'll have a better idea, and that might work out a little bit better, because, you know, maybe the T-type needs a 25.5-inch scale to please the rock guys, you know, things like that, whereas, you know, the S-type might be more for guys who are into, you know, drop tuning them and into metal, and, you know, it's like stuff that I would like to play, you know. So with that, you know, a longer scale length might be a better route.
So do you want to tell the guys what the is it 3 or 4 lengths we're going to offer?
I think we'll do 3. I would say 25.5, 26 and 3/16, or 20 or 26.5. We'll have to figure that out. And then 27.
I mean, obviously, I know that the longer the scale length, the more tension you get in the strings, the lower you can tune. But is there a massive difference between 25.5 and the 26 and 3?
For me personally, I have a 25.5-inch scale 7-string. I have a 26 and 3/16 scale, and then I don't have one now, but I've had 27, 27.5, and 28 even. So I would say that 25.5 is the bare minimum that you would want for a 7-string.
Sure.
Just for intonation reasons, that low B can get pretty floppy. So 26 and 3/16 provides just a little bit more tension on the strings than 25.5 does. So if you have larger hands, or you like to pick hard and things like that, that might be a little bit better. And the thing with the scale length is, as you get longer, the tension gets greater. So when you get up into 27-inch, it's a longer scale length. The strings are a lot tighter. Things like vibrato aren't quite as simple, or they aren't quite as easy to do, because in order to get that vibrato, you have to bend it quite a bit more. So like whole step bends, for example, you'll be bending a lot further to get to that note, just because it doesn't intonate unless you bend it up further, because the scale length is longer.
And that 26 and 3/16 is like that sweet spot right in between the two, in between 25.5 and 27.
So for me personally, that's what I'd like to see on the S-type guitar. It's a 26 and 3/16.
So it's interesting because something that Keith doesn't know is that I'm a massive fan of the band Sixth. The Sixth are a bunch of local guys from England. The Sixth used PRS guitars. PRS guitars, they don't have a very long scale length, and what I found I liked in their sound was a kind of boom when they hit the really thick strings. Some kind of hoopy, scooped wooden mid-range in the tone that I really enjoyed, that I think you miss on the longer scale lengths. But I have played baritone guitars and very much enjoyed the feeling of the tightness. Everything you hit stays still. So you smack on that low string, it doesn't boom out of tune and come back in again. So it's very, very different sort of stylistics and playing, and very different sounds as well.
If you like to pick really hard and use shorter scale lengths, there's sort of a trademark sound that it makes. When you pick, it'll go sharp and then come back, pretty quickly.
That's exactly it, because I'm a very, very soft picker. In fact, when I pick, if I'm holding my plectrum, I bring it to the camera, it gives between my fingers, it moves in my hand as I'm playing. I have really thick plectrums, but I let the string give over the pick rather than gripping the pick and cutting through the string.
I'm actually the opposite of that. I like to use medium to thin picks, heavier gauge strings, and I pick really hard. So for me, I like to have a little bit longer scale. You
slice through the string, don't you?
Yeah.
But that's great, because that gives us two very different kinds of sound, different techniques, and it just goes to show, that there is no right way. It's just whichever way works for you. My way's better than this one. Is the correct way.
All right, so the next vote is going to be the choice for the 3 different scale lengths. We're going to have 25.5, 26 and 3/16, and 27-inch scale. Stay
tuned next week, probably on a Monday or a Tuesday, for vote 4. Take it easy, 7-string brethren. Chappers out.
And I'm Keith Marrow, and fucking boom, that's it. Send hate mail to the address below.
It's right. We're about to... this is what happens. Sometimes I get days like this. But we're about to start, and then fucking fuck.